First in Commander Cookout Podcast, episode 430. Today we're going to finish off Thunder Junction by hitting the big score. Now hit our theme song! Hey Ryan, we're back for yet another whirlwind adventure. How you doing?
Good. What is going down?
Whole ton's going down. We're back from yesterday, I guess. Technically, it's the same day for us, but it's a whole new day for the rest of us. And we're going to talk about some of the bonus content in Outlaws of Thunder Junction. We're going to talk about the big score. We're going to talk about breaking news. But before we get to any of that stuff, we have to thank our official business daddies, FusionGamingOnline.com. They're your source for all your gaming needs. Ooh. And Pile of Bones Brewing Co. They are the official beer sponsor for CCO Sidewalk Slam Season 2 right here on YouTube, as well as being the second coolest thing to come out of Regina.
Yeah, and you know what? You know what I'm down for? I'm not saying what the coolest thing out of Regina is anymore. We're not telling them, and then people are going to forget, and then we're going to bust it out one day, and everybody's going to be like, oh, yeah, that's guy. Yeah,
he's going to show up on CCO Sidewalk Slam.
Oh,
that's a hint. That's a hint.
That's a hint. Yep. Okay, so Sidewalk Slam Game 4.
Yep.
She's out.
Oh, man.
Go and watch it.
It's so good, you guys.
Yep. So fun.
It's so good.
So fun. Business Daddies. If you want to pick up any of the cards we talk about today, some of the not wanted posters, but you can get those too. Breaking news, big score, Outlaws of Thunder Junction Commander. I don't know if we're going to get into that, but I got the page up. You go to FusionGamingOnline.com.
Yep.
Use CCO Save promo code.
Okay.
That's exactly what you're going to get.
Savings?
Yes.
Wait. So you mean I'm going to go to a website?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to fill out my card.
Yep.
With stuff I want.
Yes.
That I'm going to buy anyway.
Very important. Stuff that you want. And it doesn't just need to be Magic cards. It could be D&D books, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, dice, sleeves, you name it. Fusion's got it. They got those like old Lord of the Rings board games that nobody's ever heard of.
And am I going to pay market price for them?
Not if you use CCO Save promo code.
Wait, so you mean I'm going to pay less?
Yes, sir.
Genius.
Yeah.
Genius.
If you're new to the nation, welcome.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, very much
so. Also, we're sorry.
Also, yeah. CCO Perks promo code. First time users over at FusionBusinessDaddy.com. I don't know if that's the
Don't
site.
Google that, okay? Just don't, okay? Just don't. That was, yeah.
CCO Perks gets you 10% store credit kickback on your whole order over 100 Canadian dollars, which is
85 cents USD.
Yeah. And they ship worldwide.
Yes.
Just FYI.
Yeah, the beavers and the moose and the goose, they carry it to the border.
Yep.
And then they pass it off to the United States Postal Service.
AKA Bald Eagles.
Or some kind of an airplane that takes it over to... What animal delivers mail in the UK? Do they even have animals in the UK?
I'm thinking like those pheasant hunting dogs. You think?
Maybe. They have horses?
Yes.
Because hunting?
That would be a good way to deliver mail and topical for today's kind of conversation.
So they have horses and probably quails, because that's what you hunt.
Yes.
And then the dog that helps you hunt.
Yes.
Are there any other animals in the UK?
Nope.
Probably not, hey? Like, It's a really small island and lots of people live there.
Yes.
Probably no.
No room.
Yeah. No room. No space. They got rid of them.
Nope.
And when you live in those densely populated areas, the animals get kind of scary. Like, you ever been to Japan and they have those wasps that are bigger than your head that, like, shit acid on you?
That's Beedrill, and he's a Pokemon.
What?
Yep.
Hang on.
Yep.
That's not a real animal?
Well.
Man, I've been afraid of the Japanese countryside, like, my whole life.
Oh, man. Anyways, Fusion, big thanks. Pile of Bones, big thanks. We've got some breaking news, a CCO exclusive. Yeah, before we get to it, though.
Okay.
A couple of little bits of podcasting business, as per usual.
Let's do it.
Big thanks to all the Patreon supporters over at patreon.com/CCO Podcast.
Become part of the nation. We appreciate you, and you help us do all of the stuff that we like to do, which is bringing sweet content to you guys.
Oh, very much so. From the new Dufferin Avenue Media Network studio.
Oh, man.
And
if you're watching on YouTube, which you should be, you're going to see the coolest shit.
Oh,
yeah. We're basically outside.
Gives me Bray Wyatt Playhouse Funhouse vibe, hey?
Oh, man. We should get was it Mercy? Mercy the Buzzard? Mercy the Buzzard. Producer Gary.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's just him. Yeah, he's just come and stick his head up like above the table, and it'll be Gary's freaking head.
Speaking of, like, hand puppets, I actually saw a drag show one time, and the queen glued googly eyes to her hand, and used her hand because like so she was dancing.
Oh
and,
man, I love using my
hands
hand.
Sang the song. It was really funny.
Sometimes it's better than the real thing.
It was a good time, and then they hit it on TV the other day too, so that was neat.
Oh yeah. Wait, no, we were talking about different things there.
Different stuff. Yes.
Okay, that happens from time to time.
Yes.
Okay. Couple things. We have got the bonus episode today.
Yep.
We have got a lessons from CEDH with John Penisy tomorrow.
What the fuck? What?
That's his last name.
I love that.
You knew that that's what his last name is, but I bust that out every once in a while because A, it's fantastic.
Yes.
And B, you always forget, and it's funny again.
It's always funny every time I hear his last name is Penisy.
Yeah, John's got a lesson from CEDH. He's smart. Like you come to Commander Cookout to be entertained.
Yep.
You go to lessons from CEDH and Gemstone Mine with John to learn about Magic and to become a better player.
We taught people how to be a better player that one time.
Oh yeah.
The clone thing.
Name the time, Brando.
The clone thing. When we taught everybody how clones work.
Yeah,
that's the time.
And it's the same way that Iona Shield of Emeria works.
Yes.
Because remember when we could play that card?
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm glad we don't play that card anymore.
Yeah, that's a thing. So, okay, listen,
card,
we got the bonus show for CCO today.
Sure do.
We got a lesson from CEDH from John tomorrow.
Absolutely.
We've got Brando's box opening on Friday.
Oh,
It's going to be so
on the
funny.
CCO's back, man. It was. You know what? Part of it's great.
So here's the thing.
Part of it's good.
Here's the thing. Your boy Brando, Uncle Brando, I don't know if you know this, but he likes gimmicks.
I sure do.
And he leaned into the gimmick. Like the gimmick for the set that everybody who isn't creative is criticizing the set on. He did it.
I finally got to do it. And I'm so excited I got to do it.
And it's what you think. It isn't what you're thinking about right now, but when you see it, it's going to be exactly what you think.
Yep.
And it was freaking hilarious.
I'm really excited.
Tune in. Lots of fun there. And on Monday, we've got Commander History with Mac. And I think we have that pre-recorded already.
Where are we at? What are we historying?
Well, we started relatively recently, so we can take a look at like modern design principles and really showcase what Magic is now.
Okay.
And as you go backwards through the history of sets, backwards towards the start of time and the Big Bang and everything.
Yep.
You start to realize how much it's evolved and changed. And we just did Dominaria United, which you think, oh, that set sucked, or that was a reprint set. No, that was Dominaria Remastered.
Yes, which did suck. Yes.
And Dominaria United was kind of forgetful. It was Legendaries Matters. It was Multicolor Matters with the return of a couple like famous abilities like Kicker and Domain and stuff.
Is that the stained glass set? Like, you're telling me about it, and I'm part of the show, and I don't even know what set you're talking about right now.
All Dominaria showcases are stained glass. But with Dominaria United, or maybe it was March of Machines, wherever we got cards from many different sets, they all had showcases from the set that they were originally in.
That was March of the Machines.
And we did Dominaria United, and we were like, this set's not that good. Like, what's going on with this? It's just like 700 legends, and that's all that's in the set. But then we started looking at cards again, and it turned out that it was like, wow, this is really influential. This is really prolific. This really speaks to, this theme or this thing that was hot at the time or whatever, right?
Sure.
And it ended up that there was a lot of interesting conversation and a lot of cards that we both play. That we just forgot were from that set.
I dig that.
Yeah. And man, it was kind of an hour long of just realizing that we had this assumption based on our experience at the time. Like it was the 95th Magic set that year.
Yep.
And we were sick of the storyline or it was like the denouement like Aftermath was or whatever.
Yeah.
And then we got into it and realized that it was good. So Commander History, that's an audio podcast on the CCO Media Group platform. You can find it on commandercookout.com along with the new pins. Man, I forgot to say that yesterday.
Enamel pins.
People have been asking me for years for pins.
Now we
I
got
guess
'em.
people like collect pins for their hats and battle jackets and stuff.
Yeah.
Trying to make themselves look tough.
Yeah, they want to look like Tyler Matuli Stone.
Oh, well, he does look tough in
Yeah.
his battle jacket with pins on it.
Yeah, that's why I know he's tough.
Oh, frick.
Because he has a battle jacket with pins on it. Like,
Yeah, and you know how else I know
and he
he's-
has 38 kids. And he slept in a crib.
that's the toughest part of him.
Yes.
He's so tough, he sleeps in a baby crib.
Yep.
That's like ironically tough.
Remember that time he just leaned backwards with his hands laced across his chest? And he just leaned back on a cot and went to sleep? Man, that was awesome. I freaking love that guy,
Oh,
man.
man. Do you remember the multiple times that our good friend Smitty comes to a CCO experience
Yeah.
and falls asleep just sitting up.
At the table playing Magic with us.
Yeah, one time on his own turn.
F.U. Joel had to pick him up and carry him to the bat. That was in the CCO penthouse.
Oh, man.
Vegas,
so,
man, that was
Smitty
good.
fell asleep in Minneapolis at the table.
Yep.
And I thought like we were getting in trouble because we had only the house guests.
Yep.
I think I told this story, I'm sure, but we had only the house guests. But the night before we had a party and got in trouble.
We got in trouble because I didn't realize how illegal in America it is to pee outside. I didn't realize how much. I didn't realize you could be on a registry for that. Did you know that, Gary?
Well, yeah, you're swinging a
Yeah, Gary didn't know either.
producer Gary.
No, he didn't know. Like
Well, he doesn't know anything though.
I peed on a building, like in a backyard.
Yeah, but you're on a registry because you got a weapon down there, man. It's it looks like 2 pop cans stacked on top of each other.
WMD, baby. Yeah,
Jeepers creeper. Guy lost his leg in them. We never noticed.
what do they call it? Big boy? Is that what they call it? They got big boy and little man that they.
That was the whole thing. Yeah. So okay, we're having a party, but just with the house guests. And Smitty falls asleep.
Yeah.
And I get a bang on the door.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, oh no, it's the owners of the house or whatever.
They're
And
so
I'm
mad
like,
at
wait a
us.
second, no, they called me. They're in Colorado. They're in Denver because I seen the caller ID on my phone or whatever said Colorado.
0% chance that we were so loud and obnoxious.
Well-
they flew back from Colorado
Well,
to get
okay,
us.
I quickly realized within like that half second of panic that you have that, oh no, it's not the owners, they're in Colorado. Oh, fuck, it's the police. And I'm like, oh no, it's the police coming to bust the CCO experience in Minneapolis. And then,
As if that would make us
Smitty.
less popular.
This is Smitty sleeping in the table. It's my burgers. It's my burgers. I ordered burgers. And he freaking goes over and gets these burgers in a briefcase.
White Castle briefcase of burgers. That was so cool, man.
Yeah, man.
Those were good ass burgers. Why don't we have White Castle where we live?
I don't know. I don't know.
We just got a
White
Hooters
Castle.
like a year ago too.
Yeah, but Hooters has been around.
I know, but
like
so White
forever.
Castle's been around for a long time too. Like, why didn't we have one? We have more restaurants per capita than any city on like the earth.
Yeah, you know what though? I would like it the way that we have it instead of the White Castle way because all of those restaurants are like micro and nano breweries and local joints and cool places, right?
Yeah, that's
Right?
true. Yeah.
And hit up Dufferin Avenue Media Network if you're one of those places and want some advertising. 'cause
Yes.
that's a good deal for you. Mm-hmm. And shout out to Gary there.
Including a place that we are probably going to start going on the weekly. And we're not going to say who it is because you're not on the network yet.
Yeah, building a community of Magic players who like to drink beer one episode at a time, and we're
we're-
on 430.
Yeah, and it's not like we're going to hold people by the front of their shirt and threaten to punch them until they do that, but we are.
Hold them upside down, shake them by their ankles like in the Wild West.
Yes,
There we go.
exactly.
Hey, perfect segue, Ryan. It's like you've done this before.
What are we talking about on the show today besides how cool our lives are? I hope everybody else's life is good too.
Our life isn't that cool, man. We're talking about Magic the Gathering on
Yeah,
a
but
podcast.
look where we are, though. We have our own podcast. We're super excited. We're having a great weekend. We're hanging out. We're drinking coffee in the morning.
Yes, totally.
And we're in this sweet studio and stuff. Like,
CC
people are
coffee.
there it is.
There it is.
People are interested in what we have to say. We have cool lives, man. And that's because of everybody out there listening to us.
Oh,
And that's
fantastic. Couldn't do it without the nation. We say that all the time, right?
correct.
We're gonna see the nation in Vancouver.
Sure are.
Let's call that a mini CCO experience, May 19th May 17th to 19th.
Yep.
And that's the face-to-face games tour championship weekend / Command Fest and CCO after party, location to be determined, organized by our good friend Rusty Trum Jones.
I'm so excited for that whole thing because it's going to be my first like real vacation in a long time. Like I'm actually
like since
taking
you
some
started the
time-
show, right?
Yeah, I'm taking some time to actually just like enjoy the site. So I am going to see the ocean for the first time, like a real beach with the ocean that I can like put my feet in.
That's pretty
and
good.
as long as there isn't an E. coli outbreak, I'm going to like taste it.
I wouldn't do that.
No,
It's
I'm
not for
gonna.
you. All
I
right.
know it's not good, but I want to taste it anyway.
If you were like in Mexico, like in the Caribbean somewhere, I'd be like, Brando, drink that ocean water, man.
Oh, and I'm gonna.
Yeah.
When we go there for CCO Mexico.
Hydrate yourself with some ocean water because it probably has less salt than your regular diet.
There it is. Yes. CCO Mexico. I'm also gonna buy a cinnamon bun that's shaped like a penis. I'm gonna eat a giant helping of spaghetti because it's down the street from where we're staying.
I thought you were going to say penis.
And I'm gonna go to the super sweet Transformers store that's in the mall in Birmingham. Not Birmingham. Burnaby.
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 Burnaby. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Wow.
I'm
there's
very
your whole
excited
thing.
for this one. This is gonna be a good one.
That's
I'm
a ton of
excited
fun.
for it.
I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm happy that we've got breaking news. Breaking news for the first time on Commander Cookout. Exclusive. These are showcases?
This is the showcase from the set. Similar to the super magical cool frames from like M21. Of course, that's where I go, right? M21.
Oh, no. This is like the paper art ones from Eldraine.
Yep.
And this is the... What else is like that?
The anime arts from Kamigawa.
Oh, yeah.
Like all that stuff. So these are the ones that when you open specifically a collector booster, because that's where kind of my pack opening kind of comes from now. These are the ones where you're going to get you can get guaranteed 2 of these in every pack,
and
guaranteed 1 rare, etc. So
we'll break it down. How do we get these? These are in collector pack only?
Nope. You can get these in any pack.
Okay.
But you're guaranteed at least, I think, 3 of them in each collector booster.
Okay.
And they can show up in any of the slots where they would show up. So rare, mythic, or uncommon in are they play boosters now?
Yes.
So in the other booster, you can get them, but they're more prolific in collector packs. So these are all over the place. And this is where we're going to see your high-end reprints from the set, as well as some cards from Thunder Junction proper reprinted in the Prosperity frame. Also, this is where we're going to find there's no serialized cards in this set, but there are the not prosperity cards that show up. These are the textured foils where it's like an extended art. How do I even say this? An extended art showcase. And I think that's the first time they've done it. We're like, if there's one on the screen, if you're watching on YouTube, which you should be, where if you look at them,
right?
And you look at them, and it's like they're like a newspaper page, but in the extended art textured foils, they take all the newspaper stuff out, and you just get like an extended version of the art, and then they're a textured foil now.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but these full art showcase guys are the same art that is their breaking news counterpart, but extended with no newspaper frame.
Correct. So you get a little bit more of the art. And alas, I do say alas, because some of these are great. They're great reprints, like Mana Drain and all these cool cards.
We're going to talk about some of the reprints.
But you can also get Leyline Binding.
Ooh,
Can you imagine getting a textured foil Leyline Binding? In less than 1% of boosters, you get a chance at one of these, and you get a Leyline Binding.
Let's give him one of these.
Oh, come on. Magic refuses to get it right
they have to build that scarcity in. They have to give people the thing that they want, which is the showcase treatments, but they have to have enough of them that you don't want to make the ones that you do special.
But these are already special because they're the serialized cards.
But are they though? Like how many did you open?
0.
Oh no, sorry. The showcases.
The showcase. These showcases are not special.
Oh,
if
you air laughed me there.
I'm willing to bet that once it's all said and done, the cards that are from Thunder Junction proper, the showcase ones will cost less in general, the same or less, and the reprints are going to be very affordable for anybody that wants them. Like if you're
I like that though. I like that. I don't care about special treatments. I care about affordability, right?
Like if you just want to play a Mana Drain in your deck and you don't care as long as it's an official card, here's where you're going to get it.
Cool. And hey, that's good.
Yep. And that's fucking great.
Yes. I need a Mind Break trap for my Bruvac CEDH deck. Yep. And I either don't want to take the one out of my Zendikar completed set.
Sure.
And I don't want to shill out the money, even when I get a discount at FusionGamingOnline.com by using CCO Save promo code.
Well done.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So if Uncle Brando does a BBO this Friday and opened up a Mind Break trap, he might have to give that to his good friend Ryan.
I might even do that.
That's pretty good.
I didn't open one for the record.
Well, Mind Break trap, man, that's a good card.
It is good.
Almost as good as Archive Trap.
I did get an Archive Trap.
A card that I play in the same deck.
Do you want an Archive Trap? I got one of those.
No, I got a foil one already. Come on.
Foil Breaking News?
Well, no, I don't have that. Okay, so we know where to get them. We know how we feel about them in terms of the collectability and playability. What do you think about the style?
I like it. I like it. Yep. I like that they got it's so different than anything else they've done. They're perfectly readable. Yep. All of the things that you expect to be on a Magic card is where you expect it to be on a Magic card.
Like title at the top and
mana cost next to it.
In the top right-hand corner where you expect it to be.
Everything is like right where, when you look at a card to see what does this card do, it's right where you think it's going to be. And then it's got a really cool art style that I do really appreciate. The kind of, I don't know if it's monochromatic. You'd know the word better than me. But I like, whatever this is, I like it.
This is very reminiscent of like 1960s comic book style with the black line work over top, like the 2 or 3 color printing. Love it.
You ever see like if it was the Watchman, but not with the dot printing? That's what it looks like to me.
That's called a moire pattern. And I wish that these had that.
Ooh,
I wish that these had that, but only on the art, not on the text, but on the art, because the art would have been printed like that, not in this exact time period, but if we're talking about 1960s comic book, you know exactly the pattern that I'm referring to.
Everybody knows that looks like.
And give us some printing press looking thing like we got with the old school style comic book with the moire pattern. I think these are fantastic. Card selection in terms of the high dollar or chase rares. I think card selection is good. We got Path to Exile, Archive, Trap, Mind Break, Trap, Mana Drain. We've got one-time Commander All-Star Commandeer.
Yeah. We got foils of Commandeer were a lot of goddamn money.
From Cold Snap, right? Yep. And then got a reprint in Commander 13 or something, but not in foil. So for a long time, you couldn't get foil Commandeers.
Well, you could get a Cold Snap Commandeer if you wanted to shell out money.
If you hate money and don't want to own any of it.
If you wanted to shell out excitement.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
excitement. Man, I hate having excitement, and I want to give it all away.
Correct. I want to have less excitement.
But we got Reanimate, we got Surgical and Thoughtseize for like the modern players.
Yeah, another Thoughtseize reprint is always welcome.
Yeah, we got Fling. The guy's flinging his own head. Did you notice that?
Yes, I did.
That's cool, eh?
Indomitable Creativity had actually gone up. Like, what the fuck? Why is this card worth money? But it went up, and now they've reprinted it. That's great. Of course, along with all of those things, we have some stinkers like Primal Might and Primal Command.
We got, I think every single mono green card was a stinker.
And none of them were good.
Yeah. The super cool. I like all of them. I like the look. I like the feel. I like the readability. Do I like how you get them? I don't know. I don't open packs, but
I opened so many of them. I talked about it yesterday. I'll mention it again today.
Yep.
I opened a box, and I was present for another box being opened. And these things are so prolific. Like,
dude, I'm looking at the Dust Bowl.
These are not hard to get. You're not going to have a hard time finding these. I'm going to say at all. Like looking at the cards on the screen right now. I saw Dust Bowl, Unlicensed Hurts, Mindslaver, Grindstone, Contagion Engine. All opened, Void Slime, Void Rend, and Vanishing Verse. And those are just the ones that are on the screen right now. Opened in the 2 boxes I saw. Like, these are not going to be rare to find. As long as you don't hate this frame so much you refuse to play it, you're going to be able to play these cards in your decks.
How could you refuse to play this Mindslaver? Besides the fact that it's Mindslaver and lots of people don't like to play with or against that.
Yes.
How could you not play this Mindslaver?
It looks very cool.
How could you not play this Grindstone?
That Grindstone is dope, man.
Yeah, this Dust Bowl is so cool. How the dust is piling up on this. It's probably the top of an old mine shaft or something.
The Dust Bowl is
cool.
I would argue that this Dust Bowl is better than the Expedition.
Let's bring it
one.
Up. Oh, you think?
Zendikar Expedition Dust Bowl? I think it is. Also, shout out Masks card.
Yeah, Masks are Dust Bowl. Yeah. What are those foils? Whew. Lots.
I don't want to think about that.
And then for the textured, like the full art versions, we got the same art. They don't usually do this. Hey, they usually give us a different art.
Yep.
So is this cheap? Is this
no.
them just no, not cheap to buy, but like cheap in terms of not giving us a different piece of art to collect?
I'm gonna say no, it is not. And the reason I'm saying that is because usually with your serialized stuff, you have a special foil treatment.
Are these ones are serialized? They have a number on them?
They're not serialized, but this is the equivalent to the serialized.
These are the rarest versions.
You're going to open these at the rate of a serialized card.
Like the textured foil Ulamogs or the textured foil Jeweled Lotuses.
Correct.
Like those.
Yes.
And they're going to be anywhere between $400 and $800 depending on the card.
Yeah, and they're lower than that because they're not big time chase cards like that.
Yep.
But they are like the Indomitable Creativity is you're looking at like between $80 and $100. Right?
I don't. Yeah, dude. This Mindbreak trap is 160, and these are tanking in price because people are opening them at not these exact ones, but the card Mindbreak trap with this art in the breaking news frame.
Yeah.
Is getting opened, and people like your good friend Ryan that wants a Mindbreak trap are going to be able to pay less for them. So naturally, to a certain extent, the foil one that's really hard to find are going to also go down.
Yes, I don't think that they're cheap or a cop out because it's not super different, but they did something different in that they took the art and the frame and they eliminated the frame and extended the art out.
Yeah. So, man, look at this Anguish Unmaking. Hey,
so it's not
That's
just
cool.
Let's just say it's not just an Anguished Unmaking or an Anguished Unmaking with a different foil treatment and a number on it. Right? So they actually did take 13 seconds in Photoshop to give us something different. And that's better than they usually do.
I'll take it.
So cool.
13 seconds is a long time to me.
Especially with fucking textured foils that you can't feel through a goddamn card sleeve anyway.
Yeah.
At least now you know, like, this is the pimpest version of this card. Because you can tell that because it doesn't have the prosperity frame on it. So
there we go.
Cool. So I'm a fan of them. And again, if you don't want the textured ones, who cares? Because you can get them for cheap.
Yeah, there we go.
And that's what I like about these reprints. Now,
Okay. Now,
along with breaking news.
speaking of cheap, this is the opposite. Here we go. What do we got here?
Oh, the big score, baby.
The big score.
No, and I'm going to go on record. I'm going to say it. I am upset with the Magic the Gathering community as a whole, specifically because of the big score. Because the big score is so cool, but because everybody hated Aftermath so much.
It was supposed to be Aftermath 2.0.
This was supposed to be the second Aftermath. And if you look at this set, you can tell that they just cut 10 of the cards that we're probably going to get in a secret lair somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
So they can charge more excitement for it.
I love excitement. No, I hate excitement.
And they took all those cards, upgraded them to Mythic Rare, and just put them in the packs.
Oh, are they all mythics?
Every single one.
Oh, man. Speaking of 13 seconds at Photoshop.
Right? So there's uncommons at Mythic now because people didn't like them. And again, I talked about it yesterday. I'll mention it again here today in case this is the first time you're watching us. And if so, welcome. The rate at which you open these is higher than you expect them to be, which is great because I think this is just like Aftermath. All these cards are playable.
Yeah.
There's not a single unplayable chaff card in the big score.
Just like Aftermath, we should be able to get these if we want them.
Yes.
Even though they have been made artificially scarce based on like kind of a rush scabbed over fix when Aftermath failed.
Yes.
Let's use the F word.
Yes. And like, why don't they just release like a play booster where all the rares are replaced with big scorecards? And you can then get uncommons or commons and uncommons from Thunder Junction in just that booster. You know what I mean? Like do something where these are a little bit more available because again, as we're speaking right now, like the cheapest one is still dollars as opposed to cents, which isn't what happened with Aftermath. Because say what you want about Aftermath, but the cards in it, with one or two exceptions, were very attainable, very, very plentiful, and very cheap.
I got one for you. And I know what your answer is in general to this kind of product. What about if we put the big scorecards in Jumpstart? Is that a better or worse fix than what we have? With big score being in booster packs.
Oh,
that's a
tricky one.
The general thought, I think, is Jumpstart for each set is too much. Bad idea, not worth it, nobody buys it, etc. Except for the Lord of the Rings one. Those were great. But what if we did it like is set Jumpstart better than Aftermath or better than big score kind of scab over fix?
No.
No?
No.
You think this scab over fix is better than Jumpstart for this set or any set?
For this, I think any set.
This
honestly,
is the only time we're getting this, by the way, because they're way out in advance enough that they can fix the Jumpstart problem, right?
Yeah. Although, to be fair, when Assassin's Creed comes out, for everybody that hated it, we're getting Aftermath again. So,
are we
prepared for that? Yes, we are. Yeah.
How do we know that?
Because it was announced.
And is it
already
like
printed,
epilogue
it's ready.
boosters
Yep.
and it's
5 card, or I think 6 card epilogue boosters, Assassin's Creed. Like, we're getting it for Assassin's Creed, but we didn't get it here.
That's very interesting. How are they going to market that, or what is the thing that they're doing to justify this, to make it okay, or to make it different, to make it maybe be successful? What is that thing?
Do you want me to answer that honestly?
Yes.
Ubisoft took a dump truck.
Oh, yes.
And
Was it full of money?
Yes, and they filled it full of money, and they backed it up to the WotC headquarters in Seattle and just dumped all the money on the lawn.
I want that to happen to my lawn.
That's how they justify it. But Ubisoft gave us all this money, you guys. We've already made money.
You know
on
what's
this
so
set.
funny? You know what's so funny is that, like, they can say Aftermath was a failure, and those little 5 card cheap in terms of they don't cost very much to buy epilogue boosters probably made WotC more money than all of like Urza's Saga made money, right?
Yep.
Like they probably sold more of those, but the expectation on WotC's end now is to have every set be like Commander Legends and the D&D set that launched right after the movie and the Lord of the Rings set. That's the new norm.
Yep.
So having Aftermath be, air quotes, not successful is like, I don't know, it made as much as Urza's Saga made, because that set's bad. It made as much as the Invasion block made, because that set's bad. Or good, like whatever, right? But the new expectation is dump trucks of money.
Yeah.
And I don't want to drag it down. I don't want to be negative. I want to talk about big score. So what are the cards that you like?
I like... you want the honest answer again?
Yes.
All of them.
All of them. We got 3 reprints, right?
I think maybe 4. There's Grand Abolisher is one. Rest in Peace.
Ooh, man, we're scrolling.
No, there's another couple. They're in the artifacts. Torpor Orb.
Torpor Orb?
Well, that's it. There's 3. There's
Look
3
at
reprints.
us.
Look
Found
at
them.
that. We did it.
Okay, cool.
And those were all, I'm not going to say necessary reprints, but like
Yeah.
Grand Abolisher was a few bucks. Torpor Orb was a few bucks.
Yep.
Rest in Peace was a few bucks, but they're very just generic.
Yep.
Put them in your deck cards, and now you can take them and put them in your deck. And you have rad new art for them if you're into that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. I like the Western theme. Though on a bunch of these cards, it almost looks like the art was chosen from not Ixalan. Ixalan. Is that where we just were with dinosaurs and stuff?
There's a few cards that look like these might be from somewhere else.
Old Tech. I think Old Tech is actually a thing from Ixalan,
Yes.
right?
Yes, it is.
And this World Walker helm that looks like something somebody in Ixalan would wear.
Yep.
I wonder what the deal is there. Like, did they just
The Legion
have these?
extruder looks like something from March of the Machines.
Did they just have these pieces of art?
I feel like a lot of these probably were that. Like Vaultborn Tyrant is definitely a card.
I don't actually care though. Like,
No, I don't, because these cards, again, they're all good. How often can you say there's a set, and granted it's only 30 cards, where every card in it is playable somewhere?
well, give us your hot picks here. Your favorite white card.
Okay, my favorite white card is Collector's Cage.
Collector's Cage. This got Hideaway 5. So when it enters the battlefield, look at the top 5 cards of your library, exile one of them face down, then put the rest on the bottom in a random order. You can go 1, tap, put a +1 counter on target creature you control. Then if you control 3 or more creatures with different powers, that's called Coven. Sure.
Sure.
You can play the exiled card without paying its mana cost.
Cool.
That's fine.
That's a cool card, right? And it's like, well, that doesn't break the game. No, but it's cool.
Is that a mythic rare?
Yes,
Is it?
That is a mythic. Oh, dude.
Is it though?
Dude, I'm going to hit you with some mythics that'll curl your hair here in a bit.
Oh,
here in a
okay.
minute. So let's talk about some blue ones, because there's a couple of cool blue cards. We talked about it very vaguely on the pre-show.
On the pre-show, this is Simulacrum Synthesizer. We like alliteration at Commander Cookout.
Yes, we do.
And it is a big electrical ball.
With a dude coming out of the bottom of it.
Ooh, the butt of the ball.
Yes.
Don't Google that. Okay. When Simulacrum Synthesizer enters the battlefield, we got to laugh at a producer, Gary.
Yeah,
in there.
we did.
You scry 2 when it ETBs. Costs blue 2. When another artifact with mana value 3 or greater enters the battlefield, under your control, create a 0/0 colorless construct with +1/+1 for each artifact you control.
Cool.
It makes a construct
Yep.
when you cast a Manolith,
Yeah.
like Dana Roach would.
Right, as Dana Roach loves to do. And we at Commander Cookout always...
Oh, and it's ETB.
Yeah.
So it's not even cast. When a 3-drop ETBs.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But there's lots of bouncy, like we always, the dirtily artifact deck, but like,
And it makes beaters.
It makes big beaters for just playing janky artifact stuff. An Esoteric Duplicator. Now, this isn't a card that I know how it works, but I know it's good.
Professional.
Yeah.
Professional.
I know how it works, but I don't know what deck this is going to be amazing in. But there is a deck that this card is amazing in.
Esoteric Duplicator is blue 2, artifact clue. I'm a rapper now.
No.
Whenever you sacrifice Esoteric Duplicator
or
another artifact, you may pay 2. If you do, see, I did it again.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the next end step, create a token that's a copy of that artifact.
Oh, shit.
Also, 2, sack, draw a card because it's a clue.
Yes.
Then you would make a copy of this that has all that text.
You could pay 4 to just have that all the time. Or if you're sacking artifacts to stuff, you could make more of those things. Like you could sack them at the cost of 2.
Oh,
you could sack the thing but keep it.
It's too bad it's at the beginning of your end step that happens, because this with Ashnod's Altar or Kark Clan Ironworks just goes infinite, doesn't it?
Oh, of course it does.
Oh yeah, wait, Commander Cookout, we broke those cards.
Did we just break Phyrexian Altar? What the
Ashnod's Altar.
Or both.
Or both, sure.
Both of them are good.
Oh, yeah.
Those are both fine. Now let's talk about the one that I opened the most of.
Okay.
Because it's certainly an uncommon. Harvester of Misery.
This is a black card.
This card is Shitty Massacre Worm and Shitty Massacre Girl.
Well, both of those cards are good. So if you combine them together but make both of them a little bit shittier, does it still make a good card?
No.
Let's find out.
No, it doesn't. So it's a 5/4 for black 3 with Menace.
Okay.
Enters the battlefield. All other creatures get -2/-2.
That's fine.
Or you can pay black 1, discard it to have all other creatures get -2/-2.
No. Target creature gets -2.
That's much worse. Much worse. Now it's worse. You thought it was bad before, now it's worse.
Oh man, that card's not very good. That's a fine card. But it doesn't even have a good creature type.
It's a mythic rare.
You know what? Do they just put the mythic set symbol on it because they only have one file? Do they just have one color of set symbol for this? Talk about 13 seconds in Photoshop.
Maybe they
Come
do.
on.
But the point is you could play 1 extra black and get Massacre Worm, which is better in every way. Or you could pay the same mana cost and get Massacre Girl, which is better in every way.
Yeah. You know what's funny is we got 4 white cards, 3 blue cards, 3 black cards, 5 red cards, and 5 green cards. I want to talk about a red card.
Oh, yeah, you do.
Do you know which one it is?
Is it?
Dude, it's the one.
Oh, it's that one. It's that one. Of course it is.
So
yeah, dude.
Black. Red 3 for Memory Vessel. Memory. That has a very specific kind of connotation in the Magic player's mind.
And if you know the connotation, you're correct.
Well, let's read on. Artifact, tap, exile Memory Vessel. Each player exiles the top 7 cards of their library until your next turn. Our next turn. Players may play cards they exiled this way, and they can't play cards from their hand. Activate only as a sorcery. That is sort of like Memory Jar.
Yes.
And I'll let you in on a little secret. Every single time ever in the history of my 20 plus years of playing Magic that I have cast Memory Jar, I have won the game that I have cast it in. That card's freaking good. I don't know if you know.
That's a real good Magic card.
Yeah. Man.
And I think this one is less good than Memory Jar.
Oh, yeah, huh?
But it's very good. And it works really good with that bird from yesterday where it makes your opponent's stuff. They cast from exile, it costs 2 more. Or there are other cards and artifacts that say your opponents can't cast spells.
Magistrate?
Exactly. Your opponents can't cast spells from anywhere but their hand. Well, you fucking assholes.
Talk about that Boros deck that's only getting better and better, right?
Yeah,
Boros is no joke anymore. Especially if you want to play Boros like Hate Bear stacks, where you can still deal a ton of damage.
Yeah, we're punching you. We're hitting you for 70 and you're just eating shit. We've got that for sure.
I like one of those things way more than the other.
Yes.
Who's your red card or green card? What do you got?
I've got one red card that I want to talk about because I think it might be the truth. I think it might be the truth. And it's Generous Plunderer.
I was going to say, does it plunder or does it extrude? Because both of those things are dirty.
And both of them are good. To be fair, both these cards are good. But Generous Plunderer is better. It's a 2/2 for 2 with Menace.
Okay.
At the beginning of your upkeep, you may create a treasure token. When you do, target opponent gets a tapped treasure token. So, sure. Whenever it attacks, it deals damage to defending player equal to the number of artifacts they control.
They control.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I don't know if that card's the real deal.
I think
the card is fine. That's a fine card.
I think you're going to... Because how many happenstance artifacts do you play in your decks?
Well, lots. Not lots, but a fair amount. And some decks play way more.
Yep. So you're always going to get benefit. You're going to get benefit from that on every deck that you ever attack. You're always going to do more than
I like that it
2.
has Menace because you can pick and choose based on who has more artifacts or who has like one blocker.
Yep.
Because then it gets through, right?
And the person that it's attacking doesn't have to be the guy you give the treasure token to. So if you've got
target opponent creates the card got better.
So you can group hug something like, oh dude, I'll give you a treasure token, just like don't remove my guy or don't kill my thing. Meanwhile, I'm gonna beat the shit out of that guy that's using the...
You're going to extrude and plunder at the same time.
Yes, exactly.
I'm going to plunder you until you extrude.
Exactly.
Do not Google.
I want to talk about Ancient Cornhole Copia for a moment.
Oh, I love cornholes too.
Because this is a terrible card. This is a terrible card. It's green 2.
Somebody's not eating enough fiber.
Green 2 for an artifact. Whenever a spell that's 1 or more colors gets cast by you, you gain 1 life for each of its colors. Once a turn.
Oh, come on.
And it taps from mana of any color.
And
that's a mythic
whenever
rare.
you cast 1 or more colors, you gain life for each of that spell's colors. So if I cast a 2-color spell, I gain 2 life.
2 life.
Once
a turn.
So if I cast a 5-drop, that's Wooburg, like a fusion elemental.
You gain 5.
And use CCO save promo code. And I cast a fusion elemental. Oh, man. I got to get some sleep.
So
I would gain 5 one time.
Yes. That's a bad one. And I want to talk about one that I'm so pumped for this card. I want this to happen so bad.
This card is good.
So Omen Path Journey
is
an enchantment for green 3.
Look at Jason Vraska and that stupid whatever that guy's name is.
Loot? Loot is his name. So, and none of them are Phyrexianized anymore. Everybody's fine. There are no stakes. Magic the Gathering story doesn't matter anymore. But we're not harping on that right now.
Yeah, we'll ask Aiden when he gets back to us on Magic story stuff on the Commander Cookout.
We're talking Omen Path Journey right now. So it comes into play. You exile 5 lands with different names.
Yep.
Shuffle your library. Then, at the beginning of your end step, you pick one of those 5 cards at random and you put it into play. Now, here's what I like about this.
It kind of Endless Horizon vibes, hey? Where you exile all the planes in your deck so you can draw a second card per turn and it's always a planes?
Yes.
Yep.
Here's what I like about Omen Path Journey. Is I'm waiting for the day. Somebody's going to go, 4, I'm going to get my 5 best lands, exile them from the game, and at my end steps for the next 5 turns, I'm just going to get one. And then...
Disenchant.
Exactly.
Oh, yes.
It's a thanks, bud.
Well, that's the thing.
Nice guy is cradled, dickhead.
Do you remember with Endless Horizons where somebody's like, well, I guess I just have to get all of my land out of here to draw 2 cards per turn. One's always a land, but I'll always top deck gas. And then you fricking get it disenchanted. or the opposite, and why this card might not be very good, but better than Endless Horizons, is you could go like, okay, I'm going to get 10 planes out of my library with Endless Horizons.
Yep.
And I'm going to get 1 into my hand during my upkeep. And I'm going to draw my card per turn. And it's a fucking planes. And it's like, oh, worst. This is better because at the beginning of your end step is on the same turn you cast this. You get a random card that you exile. You just get it.
It's at the end step, which is great.
Right? So this is, if you play or like Endless Horizons or cards like it, or you have a lands deck. This is 2 lands per turn for 5 turns.
It's a good one. It's a very good card. And we talked about yesterday, I guess, we talked about a 3/3 for 3 that cares about creatures with power 4 or greater coming into the battlefield under your control, where you draw a card. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about big dinosaurs, baby.
Oh yeah, this card.
6/6 for 7, trample, because it has to.
Oh yeah.
Whenever it or another creature with power 4 or greater enters the battlefield under your control, you draw a card and gain 3 life. Because of course.
That's fine.
But you think that's enough? Is that good for a mythic nowadays?
Green card every word.
That's true. So it also says when it eats shit, if it's not a token, you get a token that's a copy of it, except it's an artifact.
So I get like 12 power worth of guy.
Yes. Yes. For like, what is 7 in green? What does that convert to? Like
Turn 5? Turn 4?
American to Canadian dollars.
Oh,
what
yeah.
does converted mana cost convert to in green? What does that mean? 4? 3? Does it matter?
Yeah.
Like-
Yeah. Is there a promo code for green? CCO green. Cast all the stuff with 100 words on it.
Exactly. So, and that card is dope. And if you look at the vault art, which I'm assuming will be on the screen if you're watching on YouTube, which it should be, you're gonna see like it's really cool. It's
Is it Zakama?
It's
Or
like
is that just the dinosaur?
it's a dinosaur, but like it's morphing out of this portal, right? And as it's moving, it has after images of itself.
Is that what's happening?
Yeah, it's so cool.
Oh, man.
It is so freaking cool.
It's got speed lines that are dinosaurs.
yes,
Oh, man. I love dinosaur speed lines.
man. Dinosaur speed lines.
I'm
the best
never going to
speed
see
lines.
anything else ever.
No,
Dinosaur speed lines.
as you shouldn't.
Should we go to the most expensive card in the set?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Lotus Ring, baby. If you want the textured foil, full art, butthole, reach around, Rusty Trom Jones treatment, whatever it's called, Lotus Ring. We're looking at least $340 at the time of this recording. The price, of course, tanking because these are getting opened a lot, not specifically this
textured foil.
version,
Yes.
but this card is, you could have it for $14, let's say.
Yes.
So Lotus Ring costs 3, which feels weird. Lotus should cost nothing.
Yeah, Lotus usually costs nothing or sacrifice a couple lands.
But wait, there's more.
Duh.
It's indestructible because
it
why
is.
wouldn't it be? You're going to pay 3 mana for something. It better not be. Anyways, equipped creature gets +3/+3 and has vigilance and has tap. Sacrifice this creature, add 3 of any one color, and it equips for 3.
No, I see people pumping the nads of this card's a lot.
The card's good. A lot of the words on this card in the order that they're written in is good.
Totally nothing wrong with it.
Yep.
But it's like, well, you get infinite sacks. It's like, well, you kind of already had infinite sacks.
As long as you have haste, right?
Yeah.
Because the creature actually has to tap.
Yeah.
So infinite sacks means you sack the creature that is equipped, you get 3 mana, and then you use 3 mana to equip the next creature.
Yep.
But that presumes that I have infinite creatures and also that I have a reason or a payoff for my sacrifice.
And are we already doing that with Ashnod's Altar and Phyrexian Altar? I
Does
feel
this,
like we are.
This gives us redundancy, though
Yeah.
at the same mana slot, hey? At
Yeah.
the 3-drop mana slot?
Like, I'd rather put one of those 2 altars into play than this. Not to say this is a bad card, because it's not. But I don't think the hype is there. Like, I think that it's just hyped up because it says Lotus on it.
Yes.
If this was
Okay, let's-
Archmage's Ring, I bet you this card would cost $100.
Uncle Brando's pop can ring.
Right, yeah.
Okay, what if we eliminate some text and reanalyze?
Sure.
+3/+3, vigilance, indestructible, same cost, same equipped.
Yep.
It's probably a fine card.
No.
+3/+3, vigilance, indestructible, 3-drop, equips for 3.
But the equipment's indestructible, not the creature.
Oh, the equipment is indestructible.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
So, like, if you take away the sack for 3 mana, this card is an uncommon that nobody wants. This isn't even like a draft chaff card.
Oh, this card would be good in draft. +3/+3 is huge on an equipment.
That's
that's
true.
big in draft. I
That's
would draft
true.
the hell out of this card. A, because it's like $15, and B, because +3 in draft is actually lots.
Yeah, that's
and if I
quite
could
big.
sacrifice a dummy to play my 7-drop speed lines dinosaur,
Do it.
that's a draft play right there.
Well, if you have a Lotus Ring, if you have 2 big scorecards in your pool, you're doing well.
You're probably gonna win that draft. Yeah.
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 That's a good draft.
Yes. So it's
Lotus
fine.
Ring is fine.
It's not a bad card.
I envision it being in decks that care about having lots of creatures and tokens and decks that are already utilizing Ashnod's Altar and Krark Clan Ironworks. It's funny we mentioned those cards a lot on this show.
Yeah. Well, this here we're talking about like artifact stuff, and
Yeah.
artifacts typically
Yeah.
build on each other.
Yeah.
Lost Jeet is a cool one.
Jeet,
We got it back, so it's 1 to play, 1 to equip.
Yep.
Whenever equipped creature deals damage, just damage
To anything.
to anything, you get 1
When
counter
equipped
on
creature
it.
deal combat
Combat
damage. So you can't use it like on a pinger.
Oh, man,
but
that'd be-
it can deal combat damage to player, creature, or planeswalker.
Yes.
And still work.
And then it gets a counter.
Yeah.
You remove a counter from it.
Yep.
You can untap a land.
Yep.
Cool. Target creature can't block this turn. Also cool. Put a +1/+1 counter on equipped creature. Cool.
The card is fine.
Yep.
It
It's
is not
fixed Jeet.
It's
not Jeet.
here's how we get the comments, and this is how we get people mad on the internet.
Oh shit, do it.
It's not top 5 best equipment ever Umezawa's Jeet. It's Lost Jeet.
Yeah.
I guess let me know if you think I'm out of line saying Jeet is top 5 best equipment of all time.
Top 3 best equipment ever. I'll take it.
Brando.
I'll take it a step further.
Uncle Brando.
I
Yep.
have single-handedly won games of Commander because of Umezawa's Jite.
What's your last card of the day?
Last card of the day has to. You think it's going to be the sword, but it's not.
No,
it's
not the sword of wealth and power. We don't have either of those things.
I actually like Fomori Vault.
Fomori Vault. Okay, this is a land.
A land.
Taps for a winding.
Yep.
Colorless. You go 3, tap, discard a card. Look at the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of artifacts you control. Put one of those cards into your hand and the rest on the bottom in a random order.
I like that.
I like discarding any card, like the land I top decked on turn 10.
Yep, get it out of here.
And I got like 3 treasures and a couple guys and maybe some artifact lands.
Sure.
I look at the top 10 of my library and find, the most powerful card in the top 10 in this case for 3 mana, 4 mana, and then I cast it.
Yep.
This is a fine card.
I really like that card. And the art on it's really cool too, where it's like this great big ball that just like smashed itself into the ground. I like that lots.
Too bad it ain't a tumbleweed.
I wish it was a tumbleweed.
Frick.
That'd be cool too. Do you like the sword? Do you like the new sword?
I
We should talk about it because swords are popular.
Okay, last card of the day. Sword of Wealth and Power. It follows the template of swords.
Yep.
Cast for 3, equip for 2. Equipped creature has +2/+2 and protection from instants and sorceries.
Cool.
Ooh, okay.
That's neat. That's interesting, right?
Yes. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, create a treasure token. That would be wealth.
Yep.
When you next cast an instant or sorcery this turn, oh man, that was difficult.
Yeah.
Copy that spell. You may choose new targets.
That's power.
That's power. I like that.
I
could play that.
like let's top end it. Let's just top end it real fast. You're gonna hit somebody real quick for call it 3.
Yep.
Then you're gonna get your treasure. That's gonna be the mana that puts you over the top to play time stretch twice to get 4 extra turns, and you're gonna win that game.
Ooh.
Or
Yeah, that's good.
Or let's low end it in Commander still. We're gonna swing in for 3,
Yep.
and we're gonna get a treasure token.
Yep.
And we're tapped out because we played and equipped our sword.
Yes.
And we're gonna use that treasure to, granted sorcery speed, lightning bolt, or path to exile 2 threats.
I'm okay with this.
Yep,
Or name your 1-drop of choice that you put in your deck.
Perfectly fine card. I like that.
I think
I
when
like
you
that card.
frame it with the least powerful outcome being 3 damage, create a treasure, use treasure to still do something that I was going to do anyways, I think that that's good. And of course, when you combine the words wealth and power and look at the top end of Magic and what those words could possibly mean, the card is very powerful.
Yeah.
So, you know what? Big score. I like it.
I love the big score.
I like the cards. All of them, I think, are going to be in some way impactful to the format. Can you get them the way that you want them? No. Can you get them the way everybody else wants to get them? Well, too bad if you don't like it.
You can get them.
Yeah.
You're still going to be able to get them. I mentioned it the other day. I'll mention it again. The way that they say it in the Collecting Magic article on the internet, it sounds like you're going to get one of these in every 10 packs.
That's fine.
I saw 24 packs opened. 9 cards came out of it.
That's
9
lots.
big score
That's
cards.
lots.
So I think that you'll be able to get them. And if you just want as long as the card has the right words on it, so you can play it in your deck, you'll be able to do that. If you want the high-end, expensive ones, they're going to be more than if the big score was its own set, but they're still available. So, I mean, as much as I want to just dunk on everybody, like, fuck you for taking away the set that I wanted, I'm not gonna. I could, but I'm not gonna.
The opposite of dunking on people.
What? What is that? Getting dunked on ourselves?
Usually thanking them.
All right.
Thanking them. We got some thank yous to give out. All the Patreon supporters over at patreon.com/CCO Podcast. Those people are in our awesome Discord, and that is a benefit.
That's a real benefit.
That is a cool place to be. There's all kinds of talk. There's
food, there's pets, there's games, there's magic, there's cards, there's spoilers, there's story, there's camaraderie, there's everything
D&D,
you
there's
want.
memes, there's magic altars, there's all kinds of stuff. Great place to be. And a couple bucks a month goes a long way to supporting the goons from Saskatoon. Big thank you to Pile of Bones, Totally Coffee in Our Cups. Second coolest thing to come out of Regina.
Yep. We're not going to say what the first thing was.
No.
Yeah.
And, of course, big thank you to official sponsors, FusionGamingOnline.com, your source for all your big scoring and your breaking news.
You want to make news by scoring big? Spend less money at Fusion. Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. And there's the promo code CCO Save right there. If you're watching on YouTube, you can... Well, I guess if you're not watching, you can still use the code.
Yes, even if you're not watching, you're still welcome to use the code. And if you have friends that play Magic but don't listen to the show because they suck, you can let them use the code too, I guess.
And if they want to get better, they can either listen to Commander Cookout and plug their ears so they don't hear how to be bad at Magic.
Yep.
But they could watch lessons from CEDH with John and learn how to actually be good at Magic.
I maintain that clone thing was valuable.
It's the only value that CCO has ever provided anybody.
Aside from all the sunshine and joy that we bring to your life.
Oh, yeah. Just like the sunshine and joy beaming down on us in the Dufferin Avenue Media Network studio. Very, what is it? Bray Wyatt's Funhouse? What is it actually, Gary? Producer Paperboy? Paperboy theme. That's a Nintendo game, right?
Yes, it is. And an arcade game.
I'm such a nerd.
The arcade machine has actual bike handles.
The handlebars.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
One for the studio.
Oh, we're getting one
for the studio.
Oh, that's
okay.
awesome, man. This is the coolest place
Thanks,
on earth.
producer Gary, for all the screaming. He was screaming with the window shut. Nobody could hear him.
There's a window.
So we did our thank yous. We did our dunking. We talked. We did. I am out of CC Offie.
I am also out of CC Offie, so we should probably bail out and get a refill. Thank you for being here. Thanks to Fusion for supporting us. Thanks for Dam for hosting us and being here and bringing us in and giving us so many things that we couldn't have gotten all on our own. And thanks to everybody for helping us get here. And we're going to... Actually, wait. I'm going to put out the request. The request. Your boy, me, I freed up some space in my deck case. My roster has a free spot because I want to build Obeka.
You're looking to build a new one.
Yep.
Obeka 2.0.
New Obeka.
New Becca.
And we all know that Obeka is going to have a deck.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm a little lazy.
Oh.
I'm not going to lie. I'm a little lazy, and I want that deck, but I don't want to do the legwork. So if you want to do the legwork for me, we're going to do it next week on the next exciting episode of Commander Cookout Podcast. Hit our theme song!